Not enough today is what you're getting back on your pay slip. So the government of Jamaica, from our last budget presentation or the last election cycle, when they made some announcements that the income tax threshold would have been increased. But before I jump into that, I want to explain what that is for persons who are possibly watching this morning who may not understand what that simply means. So the income tax threshold is the amount of money that you earn before you start paying tax. So a portion of your salary that the government will say to you, you can get that, man, and I will not take any tax from that. So there has been an increase. So if it is more, that means you are paying a little bit less tax, all right? So we're good with that side. As at April 1, 2026, the income tax threshold is now $1,902,360. Before, it was $1.7 million approximately. So what we're looking at is that persons who are earning $158,000 monthly, their salary, there'll be no income tax charged on that salary, all right? Previously, as I mentioned, it was $1.7 million. So there's a difference between the 1.7 and the 1.9. It's about 102,000 Jamaican dollars of your income is no longer being taxed annually. All right, that's the difference between the last threshold and this movement. But what does that look like in your salary, in your monthly account, etc., etc.? Let's break down some little maths this morning, nice and quick and simple. So the difference between the old and the new threshold, as I mentioned, is 102 roughly. Per month, you divide that by 12, it's now 8,005 roughly thereabout. And I wanted to pause right here to just further explain. I've seen several talks, I've seen on social media, for example, some persons are assuming that it's 8,005 a month, you know, you get back 8,500 a month on your salary, and that is not the case. So you're not getting back any money. Remember, you're not getting an increase. You're not getting any stipend. What is happening is that this 8,005 of your salary that was previously taxed will no longer be taxed. So what does that look like? So if the tax amount was 25%, which is the standard income tax charges here in Jamaica, the 25% of this 8,005 is about 2,100 Jamaican dollars. So it simply means that last month, you paid this in tax. This month, you will not be paying this amount in tax. So as such, what it will look like on your payslip this month, because that's the how will you spot it, is that the income tax will be reduced by the 2,100 Jamaican dollars, and then your net salary, which is the amount after you've paid all your taxes, will now be increased by the 2,100 Jamaican dollars, roughly. Let us soak that in so that we understand this morning.
So, all right, so let me ask you. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot of money.
No.
But what I would say is, let's flip it the other way. If I was saving that money every month, that's what it would add up to be at the end of the year?
No.
If I was saving an extra $2,000 on my savings,
20,000 per year, about $24,000 per year without any interest, etc., etc. But that is what you will see in difference in your salary, and not the 8,005 that I'm seeing some persons referencing. All right, so it's a portion. Yeah, man. So I want to jump down to who really benefits. Yeah, man. There's a benefit. It's small. It's small.
Guys, I'm saying, right? I've seen the numbers, and you know how my brain is with numbers. But I'm like, overall, is it a good thing or a bad thing, Carlton? Because how does it manifest to the benefit of the average Jamaican?
All right, so let's jump into the benefits.
How we normally see these numbers, and then it's look good and it sounds good.
And then it just fizzles out. Yeah, man. All right, good. So who benefits? So the low income earners will start to see no tax at all. So persons who are earning 158,000 and below, they start paying no income tax. 8,000 monthly. That's your monthly salary.
Don't pay
no income tax at all, which is good for those persons. For those middle income persons who are earning above this portion of your salary is no longer taxed. So you are the persons this morning who will definitely see this additional 2,000 something per month in your salary. I know it is small, but the harsh reality is it's a little extra cash that you will see in your salary this month. And any extra money is good. You know, any extra, nothing at all. But the harsh reality is, it is not a lot. It's $2,000 per month. And you may say, but Carlton,
The gas
price gone up. Everything, where's the food price is actually going up. So as you get it in on one hand, you pay it out at the other hand, and that's the harsh reality. It is true. But look at it. If you didn't get the extra $2,000, you'd have come from somewhere else nonetheless. So I'm looking at it from a more positive outlook.
I look at it as a part, remember it's a part of the process.
Bigger
picture. It's a staggered process of moving it up the threshold up to $2 million.
Correct.
So it have to move sometime and it can't move all at one time.
Correct.
So when we get to the $2 million, then
you see a little bit more again. Yes, so I want to look at it holistically, meaning from 2016, the threshold was about, I think, $500,000. Then it moved up to something like $7. Then so imagine it's coming from 500 roughly up to $1.9 million. So over time, you are seeing the bigger benefit. And look at the bigger picture is that Jamaicans now are paying less in income tax as compared to maybe 10 or so years ago. But I want to point out this morning is that getting that extra cash in hand this month, it's small, but it's something that you can possibly do. So I'm saying how I will use my extra $2,000 is to possibly just put it into my child's education fund because I didn't have it before. For somebody who did not have a critical illness insurance, for example, this extra $2,000 now can go out towards an insurance policy.
True.
Yeah, you can increase the policy by $1 million now, for example. So the benefit doesn't look good no upfront. But look at the long-term effect. If I can now get an extra $1 million mosquito on my insurance policy by just $2,000 a month, why not look at it like that?
True.
I maybe don't benefit today, but my child may possibly benefit from that extra $1 million if something happens to me, or if I'm diagnosed with something, I know of some critical illness, for example, or if I drop that $2,000 in my child's tertiary fund when she's now 18, for example, I said extra 10 or 20 US going to her account every single month.
Sweet.
So, I mean, it's a little benefit that perspective does a world of a difference when you look at it like that. Don't look at it, I just told them, I can't ever buy nothing. Just look at it how I can put that money into some instrument that can do something else for me to improve my life at some point in
Mrs.
time.
Kitty who earned like $5 million a month.
She never notice.
See it. She never see it.
No.
But like you know when she sit down with you sit down with her and say, all right, this is how we're gonna move on. Like AA will see it.
When she's 18, Dennis, you see that? Perspective
so like
is everything.
the $5 million a month people, them never see it because the threshold of the movement is so low.
So insignificant to their earning.
Hi, Commissioner. Good morning, sir.
But that's the harsh reality. Dennis Garrett was saying,
we weren't telling people about the $5 million.
No, that is all a secret then.
I claim it in Jesus' name.
Amen.
But
that's all the time we have this morning. My name is Carlton G. Stew on all platforms. And remember to go to Amazon and to get a copy of Let's Talk Money.
Money, kids.
Our local in bookstores here in
Don't touch
Jamaica.
it.
Yes.